Here now going on over an hour.
Gage, this is so funny. This is a high-speed chase in Pomona a couple of weeks ago. Reminds me of the Blues Brothers movie, man, when all those cops were following them. Check this out.
Involved, and this is as desperate and erratic driving we have seen in some time in a pursuit. This is a murder suspect behind the wheel of this pickup truck that has gone from Riverside County to San Diego County to Diamond Bar. And this pursuit started at about 5 o'clock. So you looked at about an hour, 15 minutes on the freeway at very high speeds and has settled in, this driver has, in the Pomona-Claremont area on surface streets for the last 30 minutes or so. Very, very dangerous. Obviously, Pomona PD now behind this suspect with Riverside County Sheriff's Department involved as well.
He's gonna turn around. Look at it. Look at all the cops, man. They don't even try to stop him.
Colton, these authorities have to assume this driver is armed at this point.
Well, with that murder charge or that want, there is that possibility. Now, really high rates of speed up to about 95 miles an hour wrong way in that center median now here southbound on Gary from Live Oak. And you saw that U-turn there. Perfect opportunity for the officers to possibly box in the suspect, especially at those low rates of speed, but they chose not to. And that could possibly be, Micah, for that purpose of believing that the suspect may be armed. They don't want to put themselves into a situation that possibly they are in danger of being shot at. So they're going to use different tactics to in this pursuit now. As we saw, they had the opportunity to maybe box in the suspect, but that was not a tactic that they used. Still going about 75 miles an hour southbound Gary, coming up on Drake Street. And we saw that there was a passenger in the vehicle, windows rolled down. That passenger, the moment we saw them, didn't look very stressed, hands in their laps. So unsure of their involvement in this incident, but they're along for this ride in this pursuit, that's for sure. Up to about 60 miles an hour southbound through Gary, through Harrison. And the Pomona Police Department's still behind. And right now, it's kind of a matter of when will this end? When will the suspect run out of gas? We don't know the state of that tank when this pursuit started. What we understand, Michael, like you said, starting around 5 o'clock, so up to an hour and 45 minutes at possibly extremely high rates of speed, very erratic driving. That's very, very dangerous and hard on an engine, and it consumes more fuel, that's for sure. So we might be seeing that come to a possible ending point as well. But right now you see Pomona Police Department K-9 unit now lead in this pursuit with the Sheriff's Department not far behind. 4 police units plus the Sheriff's units still in this pursuit. And you can start to see the public out there on the street corners videotaping this, standing out watching it. That's just very, very dangerous, especially with this erratic driving of this suspect. Because we've seen it almost run off the road. We've seen it on sidewalks. We've seen it on the wrong side of the road, and that's just putting those people in danger, choosing to be out there on that corner and documenting it. A lot safer to be inside. Lock your doors, lock your windows, lock your cars, and watch it on...
Lock your doors!
Instead, because
he's coming to get you! Lock your doors!
Are these suspects going to try to run into a home or into a car that's stopped there watching, into a business? And so the best option is to be inside and locking their doors. Slowing down now to about 13 miles an hour. This is a little out of character for this suspect. We've seen a lot higher speeds for a majority of the chase, but another one of those moments, Micah, that we saw early in the 6 o'clock hour, where the suspect goes from those really high rates of speed, slowing down, possibly seeing maybe how many officers are behind him, maybe what the tactics they're going to use if the suspect slows down. We don't know what's going through the suspect's head right now, what decisions they're making inside that vehicle, but you can see that Pomona police right on their tail. And to pull out to a little bit wider of a shot, police officers everywhere, sheriffs everywhere. You see all those sheriffs behind, probably about 10 plus.
You think they got enough copper cars, Gage?
Involved in this pursuit. So this suspect seems to be very wanted by the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, wanted for murder, one of the higher charges that we understand. But this suspect...
I think murder's pretty high.
As well as this pursuit continues, every time the suspect goes wrong side of the road, does any sort of traffic infraction, those are tallied, those are marked, and those are brought up in court as well when this pursuit does come to an end and the suspect is taken into custody. But right now,
Oh man, this is so funny.
Here on Gary, making our way southbound. We're going to be coming up on the freeway here as well. This will be the 10 probably coming up here, and we're just making our way now slowly through Pomona, which is very different than how we saw the suspect on Gary going northbound just moments ago.
Coming up on 2 hours in this pursuit, and this driver up until the last couple of minutes has been pushing this truck to the limits, assuming the tank was full when this started. You have to believe that it is below a quarter tank, and maybe that's a consideration. But desperate and irrational is how you might describe this driver in his attempt to get away to this point, finally slowing down and bringing the danger level down. This has been on surface streets for some time and at very high rates of speed, north of 80 miles an hour at times. Just not something you want to see, particularly on surface streets, but moving.
Lock your doors.
In itself a relief, as Pomona PD now with a very aggressive posture on this once it entered their jurisdiction, and they took primary on this pursuit from Riverside County Sheriff's Department, who had been behind this suspect since 5 o'clock, moving through several counties as far as San Diego County, as far west as Diamond Bar, and now something we're seeing here, a change in approach by this suspect for the first time, driving at speed limits, driving under the speed limit, which again...
He doesn't want to break the law, get a traffic ticket.
As they deal with this suspect. And Colton, another thing we haven't talked about, the authorities managing their emotions as well. This is a very challenging situation for authorities as they pursue a suspect and what they call tunnel vision, and trying to manage their emotions and keep from letting their emotions get the better of them in their decision-making process as they focus on the job at hand.
That's right, Micah. We see that, and it's actually something they talk about in training for pursuits, but officers, especially that primary unit, you see that K9 unit there, fairly fresh to this pursuit. However, these pursuits can be very taxing on those officers that are involved in the pursuit, and
now they got the dogs out front, Gage. Let the dogs out.
Also known as a bumper lock, and they can be so focused on that vehicle that they can lose, reference to what else is happening around them, and that a lot comes from being tired after driving at these high rates of speed, driving very technically through these intersections. It's very stressful because they are, like, the suspect is putting the public in danger, and the police officer's first priority is keeping the public safe. So what we're going to see when those officers need that break is other units take over as primary in the pursuit, letting that fresh officer take over and stick with the suspect so that other officer can take a break almost. And we also see that with, in general, agencies taking over the pursuit. We talk about the CHP often and how they have different offices throughout the Southwest.
Never seen a chase where they do it in shifts.
Letting those different offices take over pursuits when they enter their zones is allowing those fresh officers to take over the pursuit that's in their area. You saw the suspect there just throwing some stuff out of the vehicle. I was trying to peek through that driver window a few moments ago, and it seemed like the suspect was fiddling around a lot in their lab, and that might explain the lower speeds as they're not fully focused on driving right now. So. And this isn't the first time we've seen stuff come out that driver window. We heard on the freeway even that the suspect was throwing items out the window as well. But multiple agencies, multiple officers here behind this vehicle now on Holt, coming up on Paloma, here in the Pomona area, going now to the east and now jumping into a shopping center. And this could be
let's go. Oh man, Blues Brothers, here we go.
The suspect in, but we'll see what happens here coming up on that store.
I'll go in the 99-cent store. Get yourself something.
It's the first time we've seen an accident, but that truck there just trying to stop, get out of the way. Now it is a victim of this pursuit, and we see a sheriff there. Officers,
they're everywhere.
Deputies everywhere as this pursuit now weaves its way through that parking lot, continuing back now to the east on Holt from Coswell. And now back up to those high rates of speed. So as soon as we get comfortable with high rates of speed, we go low speed, and then vice versa. Now we went from low speed to high speed, throwing stuff still out that driver window at those officers. And all those things, for the most part, will
Gage,
be
this is so funny.
by those officers and deputies as this pursuit goes on, and that's one of the great things about having so
It ends
many
up
units behind this pursuit,
safely.
is there's no shortage of deputies to stop it.
I'm gonna shut her off.
Now pieces of evidence, but a large crowd